This is Dabu7. I've been warning you for some time that the situation with the banks is going to get ugly, and when it does, the dominoes are going to start to fall. And we get the FDIC come out and recently tell us that we had 63 banks that were about to fold, but they would not give us the name of any of them. All it takes is one major cyber event at a series of banks, and they could start to go down, especially if they don't resolve the issue. We now have this Patelco Credit Union. It is the third largest credit union in the Greater Bay Area and among the largest in the nation. They are saying that they have suffered a significant security breach. This affects around 500,000 people. This is a bank that's supposed to have nearly $10 billion in assets. And as of right now, people can only get out $500 cash if they're lucky enough to get that. People upset saying that rent's due and all these other bills are due and that $500 is not enough. So right now, they have shut down some of their day-to-day banking systems to try to fix this issue. But all in all, when it comes to ransomware, either they pay it or they stay down for some time. Now, right now, they're saying that this is currently affecting electronic transactions such as transfers including Zelle, direct deposits, balance inquiries, and payments are all unavailable right now. So, a heads up for anyone out there that uses Patelco, if you do not know, or if you have a bank connected to this in any way, I would keep a close eye on what's going on with these banks in situations just like this, because when the dominoes start to fall, everything could go into motion. And they're looking for a crisis to be able to send everybody the CBDC. You see? So, join me for the live streams Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, where I talk.
All right, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to you, hopefully elect. This is your brother Yahweh Call from the Great Millstone, Orlando camp. And little by little, more and more, Esau is backing everyone into a corner in preps of dealing with the whole Revelation 13, 16, and 17, all right, in which the time will come when everyone, every man, woman, and child will be forced to make a decision and taking that MOTB, all right, that C-hip, all right, but it is a thing of gradualism and getting everyone more and more accumulated to attached and accustomed to the system, which is getting ready to crash, is getting ready to collapse. All right, and this is just one of many beta tests. All right, because there's been all type of talks of quote unquote the big one. You know, you see Esau, the so-called white man, being the cunning hunter that he is. All right, this is what he does, like a lion that sits in the villages, like a lion that lurks, I'll say. You know, and the thing about a lion is very calculative, all right? And not only that, you know, the serpent, you know, this serpent, which started off as a serpent back in the garden, is a full-blown dragon now, all right? And like I said, you know, even when it comes to a dragon, all right, or any serpent, a serpent is very wise, a serpent is very calculative, all right? So, like I said, with that being said, Esau, he watches, he's waiting, which is really on the timeline of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, you know, that's who's gonna ultimately give Esau the okay, all right, the green light. But nevertheless, you know, like I said, just one of many tests, beta tests, all right, and preparations for the big one. All right. And of course, Lord willing, you know, to those of us being on our watch, all right, as we ought to be, because so that day doesn't catch us like a thief in the night. Because more and more, like I said, Esau, he's backing everyone into a corner. All right. And so much that when the time of the complete collapse of the system takes place, and everyone is so entangled with the system, they're not going to know what to do. All right. They're not going to know how to react. They're not going to know where to go other than their God. All right. Which is Esau Edom. Real quick. Psalm chapter 9 and verse 9. The Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. All right, because like I said, Esau, the so-called white man, is backing everyone into a corner. All right, everyone is oppressed. All right, but the difference is where one's faith lies. All right, that is the difference. All right, because to the hopeful elect, our trust is going to be in Yahweh Shema Shai. But like I said, to everyone else, their trust is in Esau Edom, which is their God. All right. So, it makes sense, according to the breakdown, by our apostles, starting with the Apostle Tahar, the bishops. All right. Just going into how, when it comes to the vision that John the Revelator saw, because like I said, the Apostle Tahar, he talks about it from time to time, man, and it just makes sense, as far as John the Revelator seeing people by the masses in large numbers lining up to take that MOTB. It makes sense. It just makes sense if you have that ability to see beyond. All right, if you have that the vision, as the Apostle Gabar says, we have to be visionaries. We have to be able to see beyond, and I can see people. I can see it, large people in the masses, because they're too accumulated to the system. They're too entangled within the system. All right. Go to Isaiah 30. Isaiah 30 and 12. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon. All right. Now I'm gonna go to this in Isaiah 20. I'm sorry, Isaiah 10. Isaiah 10 and verse 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, talking about the elect, those that will and in the spiritual realm have already gotten the victory. All right. And that's why, it's been in my spirit as far as just letting to whomever it may concern, as far as just having a victory type of mindset. All right. Because Lord willing, we're at that number. We already, like I said, in a different realm, we already got the victory. It just has to play out in this realm. It has to play out in our lifetime. But we already had the victory. We already defeated the beast. It says, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them. So you see, the hopeful elect, we don't trust in the system. We don't trust in Esau, like it pursuant to Deuteronomy 28, man, for bread, for water, for one of all things, we would have to depend, we would trust and depend on our enemies. All right. A nation of people that hates our guts. All right. Now, granted, we are still in Esau's system. So, until the curses are completely lifted up off of us, we're still going to have to go to Esau indeed in one of certain things. But that's just to get us by, because ultimately we know that Yahweh Shema Shai is the one that's in control. And ultimately Yahweh Shema Shai, he's the one that's providing. All right. And again, it's that level of understanding. All right. Because because you know, Esau, he gives us little benefits. He throws crumbs out there for Jake. You know, Jake thinks that they're in a good case. Jake thinks that they're sliding out here because, you know, whatever the case may be, Jake might have a decent job or whatever the case may be. You know, Esau might throw Jake a bone. You know, and they think, hey man, you know, the so-called white man, he's not that bad after all. You know, I got me a nice house, I got me a good job. The so-called white man can't be that bad. I don't know what those black, quote unquote, Hebrew Israelites are talking about. I don't know why they talk about the so-called white man so hard, man. He ain't never did nothing to me. You know, and that's two-thirds of our people's mindset. All right, but the Wadi Halbashima Shai, you know, the Lord woke us up out of that slumber. All right, we remember who the enemy was and who the enemy is. All right, and now we're to a point that spiritually we're detached. You know, we don't need Esau's validation. We don't need anything from Esau, man. You know, we don't need Esau. All right. So with that being said, we don't trust in his system. All right, which is nothing but straight oppression. All right. We don't trust on the state of Esau Edom. All right. That's why reading on it says, but shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. And only the elect are going to come up out of that state of slumber. All right. Because the time will and is coming very quickly of complete detachment of this system. And like I said, when it boils down to it, when the system does completely crash, the only difference will be who or where your faith lies. All right. And, you know, the Lord has been showing us that he's with us. All right. The Lord has been dealing. You know, I know brothers dealing with all type of different situations. Brothers deal with whatever it is that they deal with. But that's nothing but the Lord showing us that he's with us. All right. And we've got nothing to worry about for when that time does come. Because, listen, you know, and, you know, that's why through the Spirit I did the video I did yesterday, you know, as far as the message to the household of faith. All right. Because, like I said, you know, I mean, it's easier said than done, you know. Listen, we're still in the flesh, so of course that uncertainty, it can, you know, I'm not gonna say weigh you down, but you know, just that feeling of not knowing, you know, when the system does collapse. Well, what am I gonna do? What's gonna happen to this if I get taken in the concentration camp? Well, you know, just all these questions and things of that nature. But that's why pursuing Hebrews 12, we are exercising. Our spirit is being exercised, all right? Because naturally the flesh is going to think one thing, but we're being taught to say the hell with the flesh, and we're being exercised. We're being trained to let the spirit kick in, all right? Because, hey, truth be told, we don't know what we're going to do. You know, you got all these preppers, they got plans from A, B, C, all the way through Z, but they don't know what they're going to do, you know? And that's you trusting on your own arm, you see? That's you trusting in yourself, you know, trusting in your own strength. And clearly the Lord told us it's not by our strength. There's no amount of prepping, all right? You can buy all the gold and silver that you want. Hey, that's not going to save you. Ultimately, that's not going to save you in the day of the Lord's wrath, all right? But we have a sure word of prophecy, all right? And our hope lies in Yahweh Shema Shai, where we ought to be. You know, that's above all, you know, the Lord showing us this whole time, you know, the Lord has stripped us down so much to where, hey, all we have is hope. You know, what it boils down to is hope. That's what we've been stripped down ultimately, you know, and for the Lord to show us that, hey, don't worry about it. I got you. All right. You got nothing to worry about. Because that's our best bet. It's just hoping that Yahweh Shema Shai is with us, you know. That's our only bet. That's and if we're doing what we're supposed to do in sincerity and in truth, then we've got nothing to worry about, you know. And that's a comforting thing. Like I said, you know, naturally the flesh is going to think one thing, but hey, the spirit, hey, you know, there's a comfort that comes with this, you know. There's just a feeling of comfort, you know. I'm gonna jump down. In Isaiah 10 and 27, and it shall come to pass in that day that his burden shall be taken away from off thy shoulder. Because like I'm going to go back to in Isaiah 30, you know, trusting in oppression. All right. Pursuing to Psalm chapter 40, you know, the first few verses, it goes into this pit. A pit is designed to keep you down. All right. And that's this system. And yet, this is what our people trust in. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. They trust in this system that's designed to keep you on the bottom. All right. It's designed to keep you down. That's why it's a burden. But the time is going to come when, hey, the Lord's going to take his burden off of our shoulder. The day, and I can't wait. Because like I said earlier, it's easier said than done. You know, it's easier said than done. Because, you know, Jake is tired of working. Jake is tired of dealing with this shit. But hey, on the flip side of that, what are you going to do when you're not able to just go into the grocery store and you know, get your food when you don't know when your next meal is going to come from? You know, what are we going to do then? You see? Because the time is coming when we're not going to have to wake up to work these bullshit 9-to-5 jobs. 3 jobs to barely make ends meet. You know, all this is going to be done away with. So his burden is going to be taken off of our shoulder, right? It says, and his yoke from off thy neck, and the yoke shall be destroyed because of the anointing. So you see, all right, a complete collapse of this system, you know. Like I said, you know, this whole system is designed for convenience, all right? Fast pace, instant gratification. But like I said, what are you going to do? What are we going to do when that time comes? And hey, you know, because, you know, like I said, being that we've been caught up in the system for so long, you know, because there was a time, and I'm talking about in the, you know, in the ancient world, you know, you would actually have to well, hell, at one point you would have cattle, have your own cattle and things of that nature, right? You know, you could just, you know, kill the animal and, you know, make a feast or whatever the case may be. But we've been long separated from our heritage. So I just say that to say, you know, for the most part, because, you know, you still have brothers that are knowledgeable. You know, certain brothers know how to fish, certain brothers know how to gut a fish, but as a majority, like I said, we've been caught up in the system. So for the most part, a lot of Jakes don't know how to fish. A lot of Jakes don't know how to gut a fish. A lot of Jakes don't know how to hunt. A lot of Jakes don't know how to, you know, cut the you know, the animal a certain way to preserve the meat and this and that, you know, myself included, you know. A lot of Jakes don't know how to do these things. So that's why, like I said, being in this system where everything is just in the name of convenience, and you can just go to the grocery store, you just go to a fast food restaurant, all right? But what are you going to do when the Lord turns, when he flips the script, all right? Because things out here are going to go very, what's the word? Primal, all right? It's going to go back to an old, ancient way of doing things, you know? It's not going to be no lights, right? I've been getting in the habit of just, you know, just through the spirit, man, because it wouldn't hurt to, you know, have a back knowledge of certain things. So I've been getting in the habit of, you know, just seeing how to start fires, right? With nothing around, right? Starting fires even when it's raining, when the ground is wet, you know, just certain things like that. You know, now, like I said, that's not going to save you ultimately, but there's nothing wrong with having a certain back knowledge of it, you know. And me personally, my whole thing is, hey, utilize this internet while we can, because again, this internet is going to be done away with too. This shit is going to be done away with too, you know. So if anything, me personally, I like to when I'm, because, you know, being on this, you know, everyone's on their phone 24/7. Right? Everyone's on the phone 24/7. But it's like, if I'm going to be on the phone that long, all right, if I'm going to spend that much time browsing through the internet, I'm going to, you know, for the most part, I'm going to at least try to look up more useful information, all right, rather than being in folly, just scrolling through TikTok videos. Nah, me personally, I'm going to try to look up stuff, you know, research, you know, something that'll be more beneficial. You know, for the most part, you know, because I'm trying to utilize this internet while I got it, you know. But going back to Isaiah 30, matter of fact, let's go to this real quick in Job, because this is what Esau's MO is. His whole thing is to back in everyone into a corner. All right, back everyone into a corner, get everyone accumulated with this system so much that, hey, these people they're not gonna have they're gonna have that feel of because, like I said, everyone's gonna have a choice. All right, everyone's gonna have a choice, but Esau's gonna present it like you don't have a choice. All right, he's gonna present it in a way that, hey, this is the only option. There is no, there is nothing else but this. Right. Talking about that MOTB. So I'm gonna go to Job 24. I'm gonna read verse 7. It says, they caused the naked to lodge without clothing, that they have no covering in the cold. They are wet with the showers of the mountains and embrace the rock for want of a shelter. They pluck the fatherless from the breast and take a pledge of the poor. They cause him to go naked without clothing, and they take away the sheaf from the hungry. Man, reading on, it says, which make oil within their walls and tread their wine presses and suffer thirst. Men groan from out of the city, and the soul of the wounded crieth out, yet God layeth not folly to them. You see, because this is Esau, man. He backs everyone into a corner. He stripped you down. And it's cold. It's cold because, like I said earlier, that's what the Lord did essentially to his elect. All right, the hopeful elect. He stripped us down to a point where, hey, all we have is our faith in Him. And Esau's doing the same thing on the left hand. He's stripping everyone down, backing everyone into a corner to where, hey, to the non-believers, you know, their faith is in Esau. It's cold. You know, it's cold. But this is Esau's MO, back everyone into a corner. All right, that's why we see all these beta tests going on. You know, all these beta tests, man. You know, that's why, like I said in the beginning, hey, it makes sense, man. It makes sense. People are going to be lining up in the masses and going down there to those stations. All right, the shelters, right? Those camps. All right, whatever it may be, however it plays out in our lifetime, you know, people are going to be lining up in the masses. And we saw a small glimpse of that during the whole 2020 scaredemic, right? Going back to Isaiah 30 and 12 again. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon. Therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. So you see, all right, and it might be the same chapter, but the scriptures talk about how you basically you're gonna be pierced through and through, you know, and being pierced through and through, ultimately taking that MOTB. You know, if you're so caught up in this system. Being so caught up in this system, all right, when that time comes to detach, you know, these people, they're not going to know what to do. So to their mind, and it is cold because the Lord, man, He's going to send these people. He's going to give these people to their own delusions, you know. He's going to give these people over to the thoughts of their mind. You know, because like I said, when that time comes and you don't know what your next meal is going to come from, you just don't know what to do. Just that feeling of uncertainty. And listen, make no mistake. All right, having that feeling of not knowing, it can be very nerve-wracking. You know, it's like having a plague of the mind. You know, it can be very nerve-wracking when you're just in a state of uncertainty. You don't know what to do, not knowing the outcome. You know. But like I said, to those of us, Lord, want to wear that number, hey, the Lord's got our tab covered, you know. You know, like the brother in the hall, he says, hey, it's grown folks' business, you know. How the Lord delivers us, that's not our business, you know. All we need to do is trust. Trust in Yahweh Shemal Shah. He already has the details worked out. We just got to go through the motion. But for these people, the Lord's going to give them over. He's going to give them over to the you know, the delusions of their thoughts, man, of their mind. And that's why, hey, man, people, hey, it's going to get crazy out here, man. It's going to get crazy. It's going to get scary. you know, for these people, because like I said, hey, the Lord, man, he has our cup. He has he has our tab covered. So we've got nothing to worry about. You know, we've got nothing to worry about. But hey, like I just said it, like I just read here, when matter of fact, I'm gonna read it again in verse 13. Therefore, this iniquity, all right, because it is that's treason, you know. That's treason. That's sin. You know, putting your trust in Esau, an enemy, the top enemy of Yahweh Shema Shai. This is who you put your trust in. That's high treason. You know, that's high treason, right? Putting your trust in this system, like I just said, this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall. You ever lean on a wall that had no support system? It was just there, just standing there. You know, it was just there. You know, no foundation, right? Slack as I cross this road. Bear with me. But yeah, you ever put your all your support on something that didn't have any type of foundation, right? Well, what would happen? You will fall with that putting your all your weight on a wall that didn't have no foundation, right? You know, hey, you will fall with it. You're gonna fall with it, and that's what's ultimately is going to take place with 2/3 of our people. They're gonna fall with the system. They're gonna fall with the so-called white man. All right, you know, they're gonna fall because you didn't put your trust in Yahweh Shema Shai as we ought to. Right, but reading on, it says, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. So listen, the Lord doesn't emphasize sudden destruction for no reason. All right, you know, because when this thing happens, it's going to happen out the blue. You know, out the blue. Hey, listen, I'm on a little, I guess you could say, vacation. You could say, you know, the Lord granted me opportunity to travel out of state. You know, and the Lord willing, I'm gonna, you know, fellowship with brothers or whatnot out here at the area that I'm at. You know, but even with that being said, you know, in the back of my mind, you know, it's like damn, you know, this shit can happen at any moment. As you just still having that. I didn't lose my edge, you know. I'm not losing. I haven't lost my edge. I still have that back knowledge, like, hey man, you know, yeah, the Lord granted me a little vacation or whatnot, but hey, this shit, hey, that don't mean nothing, you know. That don't mean nothing, you know. This shit can happen at any moment, you know, at any moment, at any time, you know. Shit can just pop off, you know. But hey, that's like brother be saying, you know, we stay ready so we don't have to be ready. All right, because when that time comes, hey, brothers gonna know, hey, it's time to go, and brothers, hey, you just gonna have to go. You know, the just shall live by faith. Hey, brothers is gonna move, operate in the spirit, man. You know, but everyone can't say the same. You know, but nevertheless, you know, that was pretty much it. Pretty much, you know, I've talked long enough. Lord willing, this was edifying, giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Shalom to you, hopefully let.